Ditch the gas station energy drinks and overpriced coffee. Cardomax Energy Intensifier will give you a clean, great tasting boost. The clean. Oh, I need it. The clean, great tasting boost your day needs. Owned and operated by former Navy SEAL Sean Matson. Cardomax Energy Intensifiers packed with B3, B6, and B12 vitamins, caffeine, and BCAAs to keep you dialed in throughout your day. Use promo code Nooners to get 30% off your next 4 orders at cardomax.com. That's cardomax.com. Helping you achieve your max. What's up, everybody? I was about to get something from my purse, like I'm not on live, just like I was just going to get up and make some food. What's up, guys? Welcome to Ross Patterson Revolution Thanksgiving a dish. This is our last episode before the Thanksgiving holiday, so we're going to cover some shit that's going on.
You're not coming here Thursday?
No, are you?
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
Do you want to? I was hoping you guys didn't want to.
No, I don't want to be here.
No, you guys need some time off. I'm not a slave driver, okay? I want you to be with your families, and I want to talk a little bit about, I feel like Thanksgiving is kind of different for everyone. Like everyone has like a different memory of it, an imprint of it, what they're trying, different tradition. So we'll talk about that later, but first, we have a special guest, backed by popular demand, RPR fave, Eric Tansey. What?
Am I really like a special guest, or am I just like a guest at this point?
Yeah, I mean, you're a guest, but backed by popular demand of Giorgio. No,
yeah,
a lot of people wanted you, like 7 or 8 people said we love Tansey, we want him back.
Tens of people.
Tens of tens of people.
I probably got more hate messages, so I'll clear the air, address the elephant in the room. I'm not
rude.
I'm not your real dad, Nooners. I'm not your real dad. But you know what? Ross isn't here right now. And so while I'm here, you don't have to love me, but you will respect me.
Oh my gosh, what's going on? Tell me.
No.
What?
Just some like, oh, you're not the real Ross. You know, get out of there.
Oh,
Bring
Lord.
Ross back.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Why
but
do you
look,
read
when he
that
gets
shit?
When he gets back, I'm going to tell him what you said, and he's going to be really disappointed that you behaved that way.
The reason that Ross isn't, like, as the children, the RPR listeners as the children, it's their fault Ross left.
Yeah, he doesn't love you anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's on you.
Nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Him and I still love each other, but he doesn't want to live in the house because of the kids. Mm-hmm. And we just need you guys to know that. No.
I'm not your real dad.
I'm sorry that you got, but listen, nobody was really giving you like hate.
No, it was just
this group just likes to fuck around, and they have a dark sense of humor. Can we agree?
Very dark sense of humor.
So like their idea of like joking around can be quite cutting sometimes, but that means that they love you. Otherwise, they're not saying anything to you, right?
Right.
Like if they were like, "Who's that? Get this guy off of here." They don't even know your name.
I'll be real. They're just fucking softies at heart.
Oh yes, 100%.
They're nothing compared to internet commoners.
Oh gosh,
me
no.
Me and Rob were molded in the fucking darkness. Mm-hmm. These people have nothing on us.
Oh, I'm telling you, like us getting you getting like hate, quote unquote, is so not right. Like you don't even know what hate is. This group jokes around, but they're also like, even with me, like if they think that they like hurt my feelings, I get private messages. They're like, sorry, we were just fucking around. Like we were just joking. I was like, you do not have to do that. I love you. I get it. It's more for them to kind of just hang out, right? With us in the background, because we really are not saying anything of value. Right?
Yeah, and it doesn't really hurt my feelings when they do it. I mean, it's not like I really cut myself. It's not like the lacerations are that deep.
Because it kind of feels like you're pretty sad.
Yeah, it's not like I'm like really just drawing a lot of blood. It's only a little bit of blood that I draw.
You're just scratching a bunch.
Yeah,
just hoping someone notices.
Yeah. Just like, hey guys, no, exactly. Is Jimmy over there?
No, Jimmy's in Florida.
Okay.
For Thanksgiving, so.
Okay, because I was going to have someone just kind of tilt your camera a little bit, but...
Which way does it need to tilt? I can get up. Which way?
guys, right?
No,
It's
I like that he's on the third.
Oh, okay. You're just kind of like on one side of the screen a little bit.
Oh, really?
But I mean, it's fine.
Oh,
I
yeah, I am.
Do you
I see it now.
that?
I
so
see
like,
myself.
You would just kind of nudge it to the other
Yeah,
side.
I'll get up and nudge
Or
it.
not.
You
But
guys-
yeah, you get up and nudge. I'm going to talk to the people.
Symmetry is not beautiful. Not in film. That's what they teach us in school.
Dan, what did I tell you about school? Okay.
School's for liberals.
Yeah, it's a big bunch of bullshit. We're tired of your lib
My woke
nonsense.
bullshit,
yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Just kidding. I don't know. Maybe you're right. I just like when I'm looking at the screen, right? Isn't it a little distracting?
It'd be nice for him to be in the middle.
Thank you, Giorgio. Did you go to school?
No, I dropped out.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, he was a hospitality major.
Yep. You and me, babes. You and me.
Found a camera, one day behind
Sure.
a dumpster. Started filming life. That's where the real art is. It's in the streets.
Oh, now you're pissing me off. I know. I love it. You go from like speaking my language to just like showing me a mirror.
He went to YouTube University.
But I mean, look.
It's the best school out there.
It's the best school out there at this point. But yeah, there you go, Tansey. Right?
Yeah,
Better,
now,
guys?
now I'm center.
You look
Now
good.
you're center. You look good. Yeah. Okay. So let's get into a couple of the little fisting birds. Just looking at it, I just kind of like that title, right? Fisting birds, because we're gonna get into Thanksgiving a little bit, but yeah, I don't know how interesting is Thanksgiving really. So what are we gonna talk about? You texted me about this weird case that like this tennis star, Chinese tennis star, Peng Shui. Anyone?
Peng Shui. Peng Shui.
I haven't heard it pronounced, so you guys know I'm real good at pronouncing Chinese and Asian names. It has finally appeared in public, but here's why the worries aren't going away. So if you haven't followed the story at all, it's this Chinese tennis star that was reported missing, or people kind of just wanted proof of life because she had accused former vice premier Zhang Guoli of coercing her into sex. So basically of a sexual harassment case against a high-ranking official in China, and then she went missing. Now, when I heard that, I'm sorry to say that I kind of shut down, because I go, well, she did, right? Or she gone, or we're not going to ever get any real answers. So I kind of like shut down. What do you know of this? Or what
Well,
do you think? Or yeah.
I know you thought she was going to disappear, but I was like, there's no way. When you've got athletes like LeBron James who are just ready to put something like that on their sneakers to raise awareness for a missing female in China, when you got guys like John Cena who are going to make a movie about this, there's no way she can go missing, right?
Yeah. Well, okay, but that's what I was saying. So I entered this case, or when we heard about this, she was already missing. So she already disappeared, right? Yeah. And then you send me this where people see her in public, but they're still not convinced. Why?
Well, they didn't see her in public. They've only seen her on like a FaceTime type screen.
In which she deliberately says the date in a conversation with her and her friends from this video evidence. She just happens.
Very strange.
Yeah, what
very
a crazy November 16th.
Right.
This is the craziest November 16th.
Oh, is it like that? Was it like that? That's awesome.
It's really bad. It's really bad. And then she's got like 2 government officials with her, and there's no like her family's not in the room or anything like that. It's just government people. So of course, she's like, she's safe at home. See, she's at home and she's resting like with a whole bunch of people from the government.
No.
But the Olympics, the Olympic Committee is already kind of like, no, she looks like she's doing fine. That, and now they're saying they're kind of taking it back, where they're saying, well, maybe not. Maybe we need to meet her in person. I don't know.
I mean,
Sunday, she was at a youth tournament in Beijing.
Okay.
So the last update on her, according to ESPN, I don't know whether to take that seriously.
Is that not? Oh, right. So do you have proof of it, or is China just telling you that, right? Like,
right.
Because we've gotten the news that China wanted us to have before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we always get the
Not
news China
knowing.
wants us to have.
Yeah. So I don't know. You're saying there's a video that's suspect. Mm-hmm. And to me, I'm like, yeah, gone.
She could be alive.
She gone.
She's such a talented tennis player that it'd probably be hard to like really get rid of her so quickly. But I'm sure some of her family is missing.
Yeah, no, they're reprogramming her.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
They're not going to kill her for this. No. This is like a week or two where it's like, why do you make us do this?
Sure.
Why do you hurt us?
Sure.
So
she's going to be with a bunch of other, Asian Chinese gals, right? That did the wrong thing.
Right.
Get them back.
She's going to get waterboarded by Mickey Mouse.
Yes. So nothing about this really, like I said, unfortunately, if it's China or Salt Lake City, I kind of just shut down because I'm not going to get the real answers. You know what I mean? I'm just not going to get the real deal.
It's one of these like hashtag me. For me, it's where do guys like John Cena and LeBron James, where do they go after knowing this? Like after these things happen.
But it's against China, which they can't do, right?
Right. So LeBron's not going to speak out against it. John Cena's not going to speak out against it. But like, how do you think that their fans would be like, hey guys, so you're cool with this, right? Like you're not going to bring any kind of.
Right.
You're not going to bring this to light at all in any way. And the fact that the China scrubbed like even the word tennis from their little Twitter, like you can't even use the hashtag.
Again, this surprises you. Why? Do
because
you have like a more?
Well, I think because
China.
she's. Well, okay, so for us, for Americans, that's super brave, right? Like I feel like we should all be like, this is the biggest hero.
I'll be real with you, Tansey.
I think Dan is going to, for all his woke bullshit, he's going to say something true right now.
Yeah, most people in America are oblivious to anything that is not happening in this country.
Yeah. Our tiny little brains just cannot take on any more than what's happening here, right?
We don't care about American tennis players.
Thank you. Thank you. So I think the story kind of came out for like a second of like this person, this star in China went against the government and now she gone. And everybody was like, Do you know what I'm saying? I love that you are like so, I don't want to say naive. What is it when it's more like inspirational? I love that
Oblivious?
You're so, no, for Tansey, that he's so idealistic. Oh, yeah. Right? That you think that people would kind of care. They don't, right?
No, I guess not.
I know.
Guess not. Who are the two twins that played tennis in America?
Oh Lord, really?
So they're really good.
Serena Williams.
Yeah, that's it.
Sabrina Williams. Yep. and Petra.
Johnson. I wonder what they have to say about it. Like I wonder if they're kind of talking about it at all.
Yeah, so they probably aren't.
To be honest, if you are referencing the Williams sisters, they're not that outspoken in general.
No.
Like Serena will get mad on the court and she will talk about herself.
Mm-hmm,
and I don't mean that in like a stuck up way or anything. Like she will just be like, yeah, I don't get treated the same as the men when I have an outburst.
She has her own causes.
But it's typically about her. And Venus is like hates the limelight. Like she doesn't.
Serena's a dirty cheater.
Killed a person, so.
Yeah, Venus did kill a person.
One killed a person, and one's a cheater hiding in her panic room at her house because
USADA
is there.
They know well enough to, like, not stick your neck out because then people are going to start to question you, right? So they're like, yeah, sucks, right? Sucks.
They go with the Jordan approach.
Yeah.
I guess I was just kind of hoping for like a real Hunger's Game ending. This girl, she speaks out against the government, the tyrants. They try to re-educate her. She doesn't get re-educated. She comes back out. She's got this fire. I wanted to see like a real hero story come out of this. Everybody rallies around. #MeToo becomes like a real movement.
Tansey, nobody knows about this.
Yeah, and it sounds like a Marvel movie maybe at this point. Like speaking out in the government, against the government, speaking to power, truth to power in China, it's just not something that you can do. And it's pretty widely known, right? You can't really do that there.
I guess not. I mean, obviously.
It's terrible, but we're not surprised.
Yes, it's horrible, but it's not something that, we don't, It's just,
Right. I just wish that Gabby Petito, was still here.
Yeah.
You want us to cut his mic?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the hope and the inspiration is not something that I need right now. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
We're talking about Thanksgiving, No, I'm just joking. That happened to Peng Shui.
Yep.
Peng
Okay.
Shui.
Nailed it.
Just power through it.
Shui.
Power through it. You got it.
I know it's
Nailed
like
it.
something, right? What
The
is
more
it?
you question how you say it,
He's-
the more people will question you. So
Right.
Just power
Just
through
go
it.
through it and be like, I said it right.
Say it confidently.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think twice about doing that to a Polish name. You know what I mean? You would
Right.
be like, oh, God, I better get this right. Just use your dumb English mouth
Right.
to say the letters.
I mean, I told you to leave your attitude at home, but thank you.
It is Peng Shui. Peng Shui.
Peng Shui.
Peng Shui.
That can't be right.
I really like the punk Shui
No,
that
it
you got
probably
going on
is.
there.
The Peng Shui in the studio. Yeah.
Indian
the
man
punk
told
Shui
me.
looks really nice.
Oh yeah, someone. Yeah. Yeah. So Tansey, do you have any Tansey tales? I think people love a Tansey tale.
Tansey tail for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, like a Tansey tale. Anything. You went to an orgy. That was a fun Tansey tale. You got wasted last night in front of. It's a new thing you're doing, which is like your wife can't drink.
Oh yeah.
So you decide to like go as hard as you can, just
feel
on
like
a Monday.
Ross didn't do that when you were pregnant? Like just gets like unapologetically wasted in
Not
front of
any
you?
different than normal nights. I don't
So it was
think.
like
Maybe less
was-
even.
Probably less. But
It was
yeah.
funny because like way before I ever like started meeting you guys and knowing like being on actual podcasts, and I was just a listener and a long time listener. My wife would always be like, whenever I got drunk, she said I would do like a Ross Patterson voice, and she used to hate it. And she'd be like, don't do that right now. Don't use your Ross Patterson voice. I don't care if you're wasted. And last night I was getting drunk and I knew I was going on Ross Patterson Revolution. So I was like really pouring it on thick to her. And I was like getting drunk and doing my Ross impersonations to her. Actually, it's not really like I'm trying to impersonate him. It's just who I become when I get drunk.
Right. And it's more like a St. James, right? As opposed to
St.
like,
James,
Rod.
like it's
Yeah.
like-
So it's like that.
She's like, are you going to have another glass of wine? I'm like, yeah, come over here and lick my butthole.
Oh, okay. So I see where she's coming from.
She's like, I'm not going to lick your
100%.
butthole. We're watching a Disney movie with the children right now.
Right. So she's pregnant and you're wasted telling her to lick your butthole. And that's your Ross impersonation.
That's me being St.
I'm a
James.
lucky gal. A lucky gal. Who's the lucky lady?
I want to know if Tansey trims down there. Like, do you clean
Yeah,
it
do
up?
you escape? Do you
It's
escape
Thanksgiving, so as a nooner, we all know that this is the season where you shave your balls, right? Like, isn't that what Ross?
Well, no, you asked her
It?
to
I
lick
think
your
it's
butt.
ass eating.
Yeah.
So you
Well, it is
need
ass eating season, but
right. So you need the whole thing trimmed.
yeah,
'Cause
it
you
doesn't
can't be
Ross,
like yeah. What?
Isn't his thing like you manscape twice a year, and this is the time of year? I remember that being
Yeah,
on
but
an
don't
episode.
go off of what he does.
Oh shit! So
No,
I've
you know,
already got it
this
on my
is-
calendar. It's like right before Pinecone Day.
No,
I
it's
shave
something
everything.
you need to keep up with. It is hair that grows.
Especially if you're
quick.
asking people to lick it. Quite
Right.
literally.
Right. Like if you're asking your pregnant wife, by the way.
Dude, I don't think
to
she's ever
lick
licked
it.
my asshole though. Like, let's just to clear the air there. I don't know what I would do if she did it. I don't think I would say no, but it's not just something that she's ever done or been into. So
Well, she's saving it.
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. You can't
Yeah,
you can't
because
go
you-
to a rimmer this early in the relationship. you know?
Exactly. You need something to build up to, right?
Yeah.
So like,
yeah.
you know, I think that's why a lot of people get into like swinging threesomes because
what
they
happens, yeah.
they did everything in the beginning.
Been saying it for years. Everybody
Really?
past the age of like 45, like I think what I say, 95% of people over 45
thinks-
either swing or cheat.
Yeah. He thinks 95% of married couples over the age of 45 are getting it from someone else.
Yep.
I would say
interesting.
50, but like yeah, like
It's
over
higher
the
than
age
you think.
is what?
It's still higher than you think.
No,
Yes.
I'm saying the age of 50.
Yeah. Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Like
As long
I
as we're
think
both in the room.
yeah. But like my theory on that is probably the same as yours where it's just like you're like what more do we do? What more do we do? And we're kind of like not, you know, that whole jealousy thing is kind of gone. And so there's not like that possessive part of it, the toxic part of it. So it's like, how do you keep it interesting?
So
I definitely do not want to do that at all, but I'm not there, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what I'm going to do.
I was driving home from Florida really late at night. I had a tasting, and I had a couple tastings all around Florida, then had to drive back. So it was like late at night. I put my little Raycon earbuds in. And, we talked about another podcast that may or may never happen. But we were talking about the name Spit or Swallow. So I was like trying to see what podcast was the title of Spit or Swallow, see if it was taken. Mm-hmm. Obviously it was. And it was taken by a doctor sex therapist. I forgot her name, but if you put it in on podcast, you can see her name. She's like the third or fourth one in.
And she named it Spit or Swallow?
Yeah, and I don't know if it might have, like if you just type in Spit or Swallow, it comes up. I don't know what the name of the show is, but she's like the third or fourth one that comes up. And so I decided to, of course, listen to it. It's a 10-hour drive for me. And she's got a lot of episodes out. And a lot of the episodes are, one I thought was, how about this? For spicing up a relationship, she was talking about like fantasies, right? Mm-hmm. And I listened to like 6 episodes, and I talked to my wife in great detail about all 6 episodes over coffee yesterday. But one of the things, let's say that your husband has a fantasy of cuckolding or something like that, where he wants you to get fucked by another chick. Instead of shaming him for that, and instead of, like, obviously you're not going to live that fantasy out, but an example she gave was micro cheating in front of him. Which micro cheating is liking several posts on somebody's Facebook.
That's micro cheating?
Yeah, it's a form of micro cheating. Or like simply
Can I say I love micro cheating? Like just the term micro cheating?
Wonderfully modern.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Micro
Bob,
cheating.
you're just pissed because you're guilty of it.
All the time.
All the time. We've all micro cheated. Are you kidding?
So toxic.
Or like emotionally cheating. That's been thrown around a lot.
That's thrown around a lot, but I think that, right, Tansey, like that is really a step farther, I think, than micro cheating, right? Cheating. Where you're like actually having, I've always said this too, I would rather like my partner have sex with someone than have a full-on emotional connection with someone else.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think that shit is so much worse because, not to generalize, whatever, for guys, I feel like sex is a little bit different, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where, like, you could possibly have sex with someone without, and be like, I'm good. Like, that was...
What was your name?
Right. Like, I'm good.
Right.
I did it. I'm done. Instead of, like, when you're actually, the build up to it, you haven't had sex yet, you have this emotional connection, like, that shit freaks me out.
That's human. Everything else is animalistic.
Exactly. Yeah. Where it's like, we're all just trying not to have sex with people all day. Right?
Yeah. So, like, my old-time fantasy, and I told my wife, because she's like, what is your fantasy, honey? Like, what is it? Because my wife doesn't have one, which I still don't believe, but she swears that she doesn't have one. But anyway, mine is, and I've told her 1,000 times, I'll share it with the Nooners here. My fantasy is a much older woman. It's a quick hookup. She wakes up in the morning. She makes me chocolate chip pancakes. She leaves a note with a little cup of orange juice, and it says, hey, I had to go to work. Just let yourself out. Leave the key under the mat. And I've got breakfast. I've got orange juice. I don't even know her fucking name. She was like 65 years old.
Follow-up question to that fantasy.
Okay.
When did your mom walk out on you?
Yeah. My mom's been here my whole life.
The making of the pancakes, right? Very motherly. Older woman. Now, the older woman is mostly probably same with Giorgio, where it's like, you just know what you want. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
There's no, like, hesitation. There's no, like, I don't know. What do you want to do?
It's a team effort.
Yeah. No, it's like she's in control.
Yeah.
She's like, I need you to do this, this, and this. I'll do this, this, and this. Nobody's going to be, like, shy, timid, weird.
Nope.
Going to be totally
She doesn't even
into
text. She's too old to text. She doesn't even know what texting really is. You know what I mean? So, like, you don't have to worry about all that crazy chaos.
And if she does, like, send you a nude, it'll be like, Dear Tansey.
Yeah.
Here is my breasts.
Hello.
I hope your day is well.
Yes. Yes.
Love, Deirdre. I don't know.
Get back to me when you have a quick
Jane
second.
Seymour.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Jane Seymour.
So
good call.
Old women do send nudes sometimes, and it is kind of cute in a way.
For sure.
Because, like, just no experience with it. Like,
No
girls these
experience,
days-
but also probably no insecurities, right?
Yeah, because these whores these days have been sending out fucking Snapchat nudes starting at like
Exactly,
10
so they're
With
talented at it.
filters,
They
they know the
Yeah.
angle.
Yeah.
Whereas I think an older person, lady, whatever, would be like, there it
Kinda
is.
just sets it on her
This is so
nightstand.
new. It's
Sure,
so kinky.
Sure.
It's, like,
It's very amateur. So my
Like
thing is
Britney.
like amateur porn. So that's my whole thing, no matter
Yeah.
what it is.
It's got to be amateur porn. I'm not watching any like produced,
Yeah.
overly
I don't
produced
like
porn.
that.
I'm on that train too.
Yep.
It's like actual porn is just useless.
So back in the day, maybe you guys can attest to this, but like in the day when you're younger, you do like that produced, like fake tits, whatever chick. And then as you get older, you're like, you realize that they're not really that into it. You know what I mean? Like it's super fake and you kind of want something more real.
No, you want that same girl just shot on an iPhone.
Exactly right. But you want them, I think we're more into now like people that are actually into it. And I don't think you want to see people faking it or like, super fucked up and just needing the paycheck and like finding the camera. I hate when they find the camera and then start moaning.
I mean, that's the reason OnlyFans blew up.
Thank you. You're absolutely right.
And it's
Yeah,
nice to see a couple run OnlyFans. Like usually
I had
they
a-
are of the couple
Love
variety.
that shit. Love that shit.
But
We were
What?
sitting at the distillery, and there was a couple that's come into our distillery for a while, man, and they own a business nearby in the town, and these are cool people, and they're a little bit older than us, and they're fun and flirty. They're a good time. And one night we're all hanging out at the bar, and the wife takes her phone and like flashes it in front of me, and I was like, oh shit. Those were tits. And my wife comes like walking over with a bag of ice to refill the thing up. And I was like,
Okay,
show
so
my
you're
wife
having
real quick.
your wife grab the ice while you're talking to the. No.
Yeah, she runs
go-
the bar. She's the bartender. So I'm just
So
there.
you're
I'm just there.
so you're kind of socializing, and she's literally
Working.
grabbing kegs and ice. Okay, go
Well,
ahead.
it's good for the baby.
No,
It's
no,
good for the
no,
baby
and
for her to be
I
lifting heavy
I
things
love
and
it because I'm
stuff.
totally for all that shit. But go ahead.
Yeah, this morning she had like 2 cups of coffee and she was like kicking the door to the bedroom. And I was like, why are you kicking our door? And she was like, because I have both of our coffees and I can't open it. And I was
Right.
like, use your chin.
And
like,
you
lift
didn't
your
get
foot
up.
up and
You
open
just
it.
said like, figure it out, right?
Yeah, figure it out.
Yeah.
I yelled for the kids.
Do
"Dude,
better."
Get in here. Open the door for your mother. But yeah, so I was like, show my wife. And so she shows my wife. And of course, my wife does the whole, oh, okay. Well, those were boobs.
Sure.
And anyway, later that night, we get a little text message. And it was a screen name and what looked like a password. And I just kind of text back, hey, what is that? And she was like, that's our OnlyFans. And then like the little winky emoji. So I went to my wife and I was like, yo, check this out. And she was like, what is that? And she said, it's an OnlyFans. She's like, you have OnlyFans? I was like, no, of course not. No, I don't have it, but I'm getting it right now. I'm like, it's downloading to my phone. We're going to watch this bad boy. And
Right. So
then
it's, they have a OnlyFans. Like we're saying, the couple runs the OnlyFans, and they do.
I think they got mad at us because they haven't been back in a long time, and I think it's because and then like because they gave me the password, now it's changed, but they had like 3 free ones, and then I got like a notification about like subscribing, and I just ignored it and I deleted the app, and I think maybe we made them mad because we didn't subscribe after.
You don't
Nah.
business. Yeah, you don't need friends like that though.
they
I
passed
don't need to see you fuck a lot. I just need to see it one time. You know what I mean?
For free.
We get the idea.
and they give that out to a lot of people, Tansey. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people get that free few month membership, and they're like, I hope you forget to leave your credit card in there.
Right.
And
They're just trying to get you in the door.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like your heroin dealer. He just kind of like, or like your weed dealer. He's like, hey, why don't you try this?
Yeah.
You know, I don't
Yeah,
have
but it
any
has to be
pull out.
good in
Why don't
order for you
try
to pay
this?
for it, right? So if you
Right.
went to the OnlyFans, you got something for free, and it didn't compel you to stay,
Right.
then maybe they're not.
The recent thing I've seen is watch me fuck a fan with some of these girls who have like big OnlyFans.
Gosh, they really have got it figured out.
It's
Yeah.
they keep you're so addicted. You just don't
Good
leave
for
the app.
them.
Yeah, but the people got to be on par, right? Like, it's distracting when the guy's just overly ugly.
No, because I feel like the uggos are like, that could be me.
Yeah, like I don't.
I need to send her more money to then prove that that should be the uggo that she fucks that one time.
But then I just know she's not enjoying it.
It depends on what you're watching
Depends.
for. Why are you watching it? Are you watching it to be entertained, or is your dick in your hand? Because entertainment-wise, I want to see You know that the fat kid from Project X was in Bang Bus?
Mm-hmm. Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I want to see that.
Right.
But just to watch. I don't want to jerk off.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Just to be like the Snoop Dogg porn or something.
Yeah, but if I'm gonna jerk off, I need a good looking guy.
Need a good looking dick.
I'll be honest.
Yeah, like nobody's jerked off to the Paris Hilton film. But we've all watched it. But I don't think like anybody actually.
It came out when I was 17.
I jerked to that.
Oh, okay.
No. The guy's got to lay pipe. He can't just be like.
Yeah.
The Kim Kardashian video, also terrible.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
BuyRaycon.com/softcore.
I don't need the guy. Yeah, I don't need the guy to be like super hot. I mean, I have to be able to tell that she's like fucking into it, whatever it is. But he doesn't need to.
Which is where I have like these girl fans who fuck James Dean now.
Yeah.
That's like pretty cool because they just come.
Is he problematic now?
He's very problematic, but
did he do a
sure?
What's it called? Who's the fat guy? Jeremy.
I don't know if he did that, but he was definitely like, the August Ames thing. Like, remember that porn star that? Yeah, where it was like she had many, or there were many stories about him where he would they would decide things ahead of time, and he would just like fucking choke and like hurt and hit in ways that they were like, no, dude.
Yo, calm down.
Yeah, so I think he was in that, right?
I think so.
That, okay.
Yeah.
So not.
Sarah thinks.
Yeah. What?
Is there a Thanksgiving porn like?
Oh, for sure.
Is there like
if
a
you
genre
can think it, what do I say about porn? If you can think it in your
exists.
mind,
There's hundreds of
it
videos.
exists. No matter how fucking crazy it is, if you've thought it, if you can come up with that scenario,
Right. James Dean himself has probably shoved some woman's face into a turkey while he
100%.
The first one that
dressed up as a turkey, female wife fisting him with the gloves on.
100%.
The first one that comes up.
What?
The first one that comes up on Pornhub is Stepsis.
Of
she
course.
can totally show you how to stuff her turkey. She's like laying up on
so
the table.
Here's the other thing that people are doing is they're just changing the title.
Yeah, because we know they're just two actresses.
Exactly. So they'll say sisters, and you're like, before it said whatever. So they're changing titles for the season, right? So it'll be like, show you how to stuff the turkey. There's no turkey involved, but you're clicking because it's the holidays.
Oh, this is great. Like they're all dressed like Thanksgiving people. Like here's one where you've got the Indian, you've got the pilgrim, you've got a dude dressed as a turkey, and then you've got a female pilgrim. It's called Family Strokes. Horny steps each other for Thanksgiving.
That's the incest network, it sounds like.
Why is it always incest? Like I've never once clicked on a porn that says stepsis, stepdad.
You've clearly done it 3 times during this podcast.
The Drinking Bros podcast right now.
But you also click on it if you know that it's like that's Riley Reid. She's not related to him.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if it's like famous people like that. She won best anal like 3 years in a row.
It's like I know that's not your brother.
Yeah. Thank you.
Craig says don't kink Family Strokes. Sorry, bro.
Yeah. Oh, Craig also gave me $9.99. So not me, but us. So does me calling dibs on Jables is that considered micro cheating? I like that. I'm so into the micro cheating.
I was going to ask about that. So is micro cheating worse if you do it with like a celebrity or some guy who's just like overly model attractive, like Fabio type, or if it's just like someone you could
I guess
know?
according to
someone
the
you could
doctor.
know.
Yeah, what's a celebrity?
According to the doctor, she says that micro cheating releases the same like adrenaline, endorphins. Of course, she's a lot smarter than me, but it like releases the same things that are exciting to you and that get your juices flowing. So anything that does that is micro cheating. But like some of the things that can happen because of micro cheating are like emotional ties and stuff like that. So she was saying is that like if you want to spice up your bedroom, like one of the things is to have your partner go on to like an Instagram account and like 3 photos in a row because that generates like, it's like you're showing that person that you're interested in them because you put 3 likes on them or something. I don't know. It's not something I completely understand, but that's what she was.
But here's the other part of it. I mean, we're going to just talk about this, the other part of it is like, what are you supposed to do really? Like this day and age, are you supposed to really, if you're married, not talk to, not look at, not get any, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that
the unhealthiest human being in the world is the one that's only jacking off to their wife?
Exactly, because they're not, okay? Something else fucking weird is going on. So, Like, I think there's a difference between the micro cheating and then like fully having some kind of connection with someone. So like, look, we all got to get some kind of excitement. It is, I think that, I am monogamous person. I am into that. But I also do think like it's fucking hard probably, right? Sometimes. Yeah. Or but to just be like going down that path and seeing 50 years, 60 years in front of you or whatever and be like, I'm never going to like another picture because that's micro cheating. That's weird.
Right. I think like discipline is also fun. I think it's something that we lack. So I think like a lot of couples, they try all these new things. I think that's fine. It's healthy, but I think you got to have some discipline. You can't just go like fucking crazy and like, become crazy swingers or something like that. And, I kind of agreed with this little doctor lady of saying like, instead of doing that, bring some excitement by just kind of like micro cheating, I guess, together or something like that. I just thought it was interesting kind of take on it because one, I've never heard of that, but I also understand like why it's like a healthy way to get that same excitement.
Thank you. But I think it's also healthy to like some pictures on Instagram.
And then every person has their hall pass, quote unquote. And that's never really a thing.
Oh, so who asked, like, is it better for a celebrity or someone you might know? So there's this, I think it's an anecdote. I don't know if it's in real life or whatever, but a couple was talking about a hall pass, right? Like, who would be your hall pass? And like the wife says, Brad Pitt. And then the husband says, your sister, right? So it's like that kind of thing of like, it's so much worse if it's someone that we've actually interacted with, could happen, right?
Right, where it's like if you're saying like Olivia Munn, that's not realistic.
That's not realistic, right? But if you're like, but if your best friend from college or something, you're like,
here's a question. What if you have that hall pass, but then you get kind of famous and they come into your orbit?
Not sure.
I have some people in my orbit.
Right. Well, I think we're all talking about, But, so.
No comment.
Exactly. Like, I think that's just as bad.
It's got to expire. The point is that, like, you're a peasant, and it's like, okay, you're a sad, pathetic person.
Sure.
Go. If this angel comes down and actually wants to fuck you,
sure,
fine.
It's never going to happen. Right. How would that ever occur?
Right. And if it does, go for it. But if you somehow become like famous, like you have a podcast that takes off or some shit, and then all of a sudden you're no longer a mud person.
And then it's a possibility that could happen.
Yeah, that kind of defeats the purpose.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So in that sense, like celebrities can't have hall passes with each other because there's a possibility they could work with each other. They could see each other at a fucking Vanity Fair, right?
But it's all the same though, right? Because like it's all about this like notion that we don't believe that we're only going to want to have sex with one other person for the rest of our lives. Sure. And we kind of all come to that agreement in one way or another. Like, is it, I'm just going to jerk off to other people? Am I just
you just do what you have to do while still being with the person that you want to be with, that you love, that you've made you know what I mean? Like you do whatever within those parameters. Is it so
wrong for me to want my girlfriend to have a girlfriend?
No, because you're in a weird ass fucking relationship and it's nowhere near
should you also
committal.
Judge the person you're with based on the person they pick for their hall pass? Like if it's like a low level person, like a celebrity, but like not like a great celebrity.
Like mine's Jane Seymour.
Yeah, you should. Yours is Jane Seymour. I love 100%. That for you.
I told Miss Muhammad Ali when she was on our show, I said, I told her, and she was like, oh my God, I live right next to Jane Seymour. Like, I could totally have her call you and stuff. And my wife was like slapping her. It's like, oh my God, what are the odds? Because I'm Dr. Quinn. Like, that's when I was really into her when I was younger.
Medicine Woman.
Watching Dr. Quinn. Same with Xena, though, dude. Like, I was all in on her.
Xena Warrior Princess.
But she was in that Gladiator TV show, Spartacus or whatever, and she gets nude like every scene in that series. So I've already kind of.
The Xena, the Xena lady.
Yeah, dude, that Spartacus Blood and Sand might as well just be porn.
All right, so that's your hall pass, right?
Yep, Jane Seymour.
Jane Seymour, you?
Natalie Portman.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. But like, that's an emotional connection too. But go ahead.
I don't know. Mine switches all the time. Like in terms of like who I'm crushing on. There's no like one.
So it kind of sometimes goes back to like crushes from back in the day too? Like this person that do you know what I mean? Like, was there someone, I think Ross's is Jessica Biel, not currently, but like back in your formative, like whatever years where you're just like, oh my gosh.
Because she was the pinnacle at that point.
Right.
She was like the girl.
Right.
She come off Seventh Heaven. Like.
Yeah. So you kind of are going with your younger self as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if I had to pick one right now, I might go like Selena Gomez, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. I get that. I get that. She just seems like there's like a personality thing there too.
She seems cool, especially after watching Only Murders in the Building.
I know.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
I had a big crush on the Sarah Michelle Gellar from Cruel Intentions.
Okay.
You can put
I
it
never understood that one.
You want. It's because of that line.
The other one I didn't understand, I saw the other day. You remember the girl that was Sabrina, the teenage witch girl?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was her?
Melissa Joan Hart?
Yes.
Yeah. Never got it. Not for one second did I understand that one.
I actually find the new Sabrina very attractive.
I'm sure because we've gotten it right.
Yeah. I forget. I forget her name. She was the little kid in Mad Men. Not that version of her, obviously. But, but the adult. I've never watched Mad Men, so I didn't.
No, I
I've never
know
really
exactly
seen her as a
who
kid,
you're talking about.
I think Chloe Moretz is super attractive.
I was just going to say her,
and it
too.
feels really
Chloe
weird
Grace,
because I've seen her like grow up as an actress.
Because she was hot even when she was like way underage.
I didn't say that, but I appreciate you can say that for me.
But I was definitely, I think I saw her on 30, I'm rewatching 30 Rock because I have to save everything for when Ross comes home. So like I literally cannot watch anything. So I was rewatching 30 Rock and she was on it very underage, but I was like, guys probably have a hard time with this because she's like very attractive.
She was pretty. She doesn't have the problem that like, she never like Millie Bobby Browned it though.
No.
Where like, she's like 12, but is like way
super sexualizing herself. Yeah. And like,
where you're like, I got to scroll past this. This is fucked up. Like, I don't know. I feel good looking at this. Like,
right. If you can do this stuff on your own, then fine.
I'm seeing a lot of Blake Lively in the chat. And that's
okay, guys. What are you saying?
That is mine, but it's specifically from the town. She has to be predicted. She has to have a kid.
Ooh. I fucking love
because you know that dirty sex in a trailer would be
She just has to be really trashy, Blake Lively.
Love the town. Let's see who else. Girl Next Door.
What do you think? Amanda Bynes and Kaylee Cuoco. Those are like two of my all-time favorites as well.
I'll take one of those.
Either the chicks from the OC.
Either of the. Yeah. Bilson. The
Rachel. I'm in love with Rachel Bilson.
Dude, I got that shit for real back in the day. I was like, I bet people just love her.
Yeah.
Amy Adams in The Fighter. Speaking of like Dan's dirty girlness.
I was just thinking of that.
Yeah.
I don't like Amy Adams.
She's a bartender and she's going to save you. Like you're some torn, like toxic
Jennifer
guy.
Love Hewitt. That's Craig's. We know Jared's is Hillary Duff.
Ooh, I was a big Hillary Duff fan. She was my screensaver for a while.
She's come full circle. Super hot now.
Yeah.
Again.
She is.
Colin Farrell or Olivia Wilde.
Isn't she kind of normal too? Isn't Hillary Duff like kind of like a normal celebrity? Like she didn't go like batshit crazy?
No. And by the way, if yours is Hillary Duff, wait, whose is Hillary Duff?
Jared.
It's not mine.
JT.
Her sister lives here.
Really?
Haley lives in Dripping.
And JT he's probably a big enough personality that he can make it happen.
Literally was texting with Taylor Swift. Like he somehow he's like, that's his superpower. Like when people are like, Jared, huh? And you're like, yep. He has this superpower where he can connect with people, and I don't know what it is, but no matter who it is, he will be able to connect with them, have a conversation, meet up. So yeah, the thing with Jared is like if he wanted to hang out with Hillary Duff, he probably could.
Here's a creepy one for you. Do you remember Icebox from Little Giants?
No.
Yeah.
She did a nude film. I haven't seen it yet, but like a lot of people were like talking about it. I can't bring myself to go watch it because she was the Icebox in Little Giants, and like I feel like if you watch her nude now,
you're not going to be able to. Yeah, for sure. Margot Robbie, that's a good one. Sometimes I look at her and I'm like,
a weird one I have.
Please.
Aubrey Plaza.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now you're talking about like a one night of sex, or you think it would be fun to hang out with her?
Both.
Like you think, really?
Yeah.
Interessant.
Do you think Nicole Kidman would be a good lay, or do you think she would be like? Do you think that's just an act?
She's too old. Like, everything. So with Nicole Kidman, the face has been made to look a certain age, but I don't.
Right.
Oh no, I've seen her naked, huh?
That new series she's in,
Big Little Lies,
really good.
Yeah, she got in the shower.
That body at that age, good Lord.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm all in on that.
All right,
I got
what
you. She's like what is she like in real life, though? You think she's like a dead fish, or do you think she'd be like really lively? 100%, like she's in the movies?
I think she's a dead fish.
Saoirse Ronan for me.
I kind of get that.
Saoirse Ronan.
Yeah, the redhead.
Lady Bird. She's not. She's not a redhead.
She's not a redhead.
No, but in that movie she was. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the one who grew up where it's like, I know you're of age now, but you had this like cute, like angsty girl about you that I find attractive.
But then Giorgio is just full mast watching Atonement.
Yeah. Obviously, what is the line though? Like how big does their IMDb page have to be?
Yeah, no. I mean, it's a hall. Like I said, hall pass is hall pass. It's just how you want your significant other to perceive
could it be like
that.
a Instagram model like Sydney Prado or something? Like,
right.
Like, oh, she's got 1 million followers. Like, is that a celebrity? Not really.
That could be a hall pass, but again, you could possibly run into her.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're like in that. So the thing is, like, you can't. There has to be like no fucking way.
Like you can't.
Mine's
pick the
Benicio
weather
del
girl.
Toro, right? So there's no fucking way that would.
You could fuck Benicio del Toro within the week if you knew where he was.
No way.
You could do it.
He's a weirdo.
He would put a bib on and say, "Jabes, come take a seat."
Rimmers. He would give me rimmers all night.
Oh my God. It's almost cheating for any like remotely attractive woman to have a hall pass.
Because
that's a man.
Very doable.
It's extremely.
But how do you? But I'm saying, like, don't you feel like when you're in those situations, there's so many girls? Like, I've been in proximity of Del Toro at a dinner, but like the girl he was with, and like there was just no.
So let me tell you a story.
Please.
It's a Kanye story. From very recently. That happened here in Austin.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. He's currently recording, or was very recently recording, his new album at the Soho House on Congress.
Sure.
I'm triggered. I'm triggered, but go ahead.
Yeah. And one of our friends, me and Courtney's friends, she was the maid of honor of the wedding and threw our baby shower and shit. She works in marketing or advertising or some bullshit.
Get to the fucking point.
They were having a meeting at the Soho House.
No, we got time. Go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, the podcast. This is long form.
Yeah.
Anyway, her friend, one of the other girls she works with, got in the elevator. Kanye gets in. She's like, "Oh fuck, this is crazy." And he basically just talks to her, and he's like within 30 seconds of talking to her, he's like, "You want to come up and see my room?" And she's like, "No, I got this meeting to go to like in like 30 minutes." And he's like, "I only need 12 minutes with you."
She said no.
Yeah, she said no. This happened like within the last month.
Okay. Well,
Really?
he's down bad, but
Yeah, Pete Davidson is cucking him.
I saw Ruben Snyder.
Yeah.
Ruben Snyder said Eva Mendes.
Ooh, that's
a good one. But
one.
I would prefer Ryan Gosling to be in the corner to watch.
100%. Kathy Ireland, Jared.
Ooh, Kathy Ireland.
Stinnett, old school one. Kathy Ireland. Now, good one. I like that.
I go Keira Knightley. I forgot about that one. Keira Knightley is a
Really?
big one.
It's the same as Natalie Portman. You can have one or the other.
Just one of the Queen Amidala's. One of the Queen Amidala's.
Okay.
I do like Keira Knightley in Pirates, though. At least once more.
Oh,
So you don't mind a bony situation?
Because I could put her places. Just move around
Bob
and set.
said yes. I don't mind a bony situation.
That doesn't surprise me.
Right? You don't mind if there's no meat on the bones.
I'm a white man.
Oh, we didn't know, Bob. Thanks for telling us.
He wouldn't know what to do with Rihanna.
Oh God,
But
she would get
first off.
he would get
Rihanna
crushed.
is expert level. None of us are doing anything well to Rihanna.
Speak for yourself.
See. Yeah, speak for yourself.
Fucking Leo couldn't even do it.
Yeah,
Leo
is a starfish.
He is by far the worst at sex.
We all know, it's widely known that Leo is a hot guy starfish and horrible at anything sexual because he's never
I love
needed
that.
to be.
I love that for him.
Oh, actually, on
And
a
he's
podcast
never needed to change, and nobody's given him shit for it.
earlier today, they were talking about. I think it was Michael Irving was on. Just he was talking about people who lay it down. Apparently, Elba.
Idris?
Idris Elba. Apparently, he
really
lays that pipe. He's the dude.
Oh, that's one of my wife's celebrity crushes too.
He's hot.
I mean, Tansey, it's a baby arm.
Chris Beerworth, his hall pass is Casey Anthony, and I love that for him.
She's right behind me.
Oh, that's right. There you go. There you go.
Picture of her right here.
So we'll do some sponsors really quick, and then we'll get into a little bit of Thanksgiving, and then a crime corner that you guys can decide what.
We also have some breaking Brian Laundrie news.
Ooh, stay tuned after the sponsors.
Teaser.
There's only a couple, but that was a good tease, Bob. That's what we call in the biz. A teaser. First up, Tansey, you know this one. You guys have them. Ghostbed.com. Every show on the network does. Ghostbed.com/drinking bros. Looks like they have a Thanksgiving situation here. So you can still use the code drinking bros and get 30% off site-wide. And if you don't know what Ghostbed is, the premier bed in a box. I don't know how else you're getting your beds, but everyone's getting their bed delivered in a box. And if you know if you're in the know, if you're a drinking bro, you know that the best bed is a Ghost Bed. All of them have cooling technology. They have a bunch of different beds to choose from, pillows, sheets, adjustable bases. So let's see, right now, Ghostbed is offering a flash sale of 40% off Ghostbed bundles where you get a mattress and adjustable base, which you need both of those together at least in one room. I'm suggesting the master, but whatever you do is up to you. And use code Drinking Bros at ghostbed.com/Drinking Bros for that flash sale of 40% off. You're getting basically one of those things for free. Or 30% off everything if you use code Drinking Bros at ghostbed.com/Drinking Bros. And you can get a mattress if you use the zero down or the zero financing, the zero down, zero interest financing. You can have all of that for like $35 a month with no interest. You're just breaking up the payments because, Christmas is coming. Times are tough. Let's not get into something too crazy. You have a Ghost Bed, right, Tansey?
Yeah, of course. And then I make sure you put in your clause, in your hall pass clause, that it has to be done on a Ghost Bed.
Because then it ups the stakes too. Because then it makes it even more out of reach.
And then tag us in it whenever you get your hall pass.
They have an extra thing going on this week too.
Oh, they do?
Ghost Bed does.
Blanket, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, weighted blanket now through Cyber Monday. Ghost Bed's offering a free weighted blanket with any purchase of $1,000 or more. This thing costs like $300, but it's like $289, and you get it for free.
If you haven't used a weighted blanket, it really helps you put you to sleep. Like you feel like you want someone holding you.
Oh, okay, I see that. Yeah.
Yeah, holding you at night, comforting you. If you're ready,
oh my
if
gosh,
you're restless,
everyone should have one of these.
Need a weighted blanket.
Yes. So now Cyber Monday, Ghost Bed is offering free weighted blanket with any purchase of $1,000 or more, which you're going to get to that, right? If you get bed, adjustable base, pillows, you're probably right there.
Essentially, if you're buying, if you're buying a whole
package,
bed set, you're going to get a free weighted blanket.
Wow. I was going to yell at Andrew, but what I am going to yell at him for is the Cardomax. Andrew. All right, Andrew. You fucked up, bro. Anyway, so what is the okay. So what is the breaking news?
With Brian Laundrie?
Yeah.
It's official. He died of a gunshot wound to the head.
Suicide.
Yeah.
So he had a gun.
Yep.
He had a gun. Oh, maybe he had a gun the second time around. Because, when they found Petito, it was like, is it going to be a gunshot? Right? Or strangulation? So he clearly didn't have a gun on that trip. Or he probably would have used it, right?
You would think so.
Maybe not. I don't know.
I think strangling someone to death would be deeply unpleasant.
Deeply unpleasant, but it also is indicative of passion killing.
Yeah,
right?
Crime of passion. Strangulation's always
shooting is just, right? Shooting is we don't know what happened. It's very removed. But if you're so pissed off at someone, fighting with someone, and you kill them that way, you're fucked up. but also the situation was that. So him shooting himself, huh? I thought he was such a little ding-dong loser that he would just be, the elements would get him.
Yeah.
That he would try and stay out there.
Do you think his parents knew that he was going off in the woods to smoke himself?
I think so.
Everybody's...
Again, like, I need to know. The next part of this that I need to know about is the fucking parents.
Yeah,
right?
how
about this?
Powwow? Was there like, because it was like,
how about this as a plot change? You know how we're all pissed off at the parents and we're all like, fuck them, they knew, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
What if he goes home, tells Pops, hey, I just strangled a bitch, left her, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to either call the cops right now or plan B, here is my gun. You got 2 days. And then I'm calling the police. And he sends him out in the woods with a gun.
I mean, that wouldn't, that's not out of the realm. I just want to know.
And now the parents are heroes. And we all hated them.
Doubtful of
I don't
the
know,
hero
giving a child a
status.
gun to commit suicide is hero status.
Yeah, we're playing
It's
real
like-
fast and loose with the term hero, huh?
What was the Last Samurai? You know where they...
Seppuku?
Yeah,
Seppuku?
they do a Z in their stomach because they've dishonored the family.
Harry
Yeah.
Carey? Yeah. Yeah, so interesting.
Yeah.
And really, was it that, did it take that long
Right, that's
to
what
tell
I'm
it?
thinking.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, so
Sorry,
his body was really fucked up, apparently. Right?
Because did animals and stuff
I think
maybe?
so.
Obviously.
When you're offing yourself in the middle of like not the Everglades, but in the middle of the Florida wilderness.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean,
some shit's going to happen to your body.
100%.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
And and also, I think the family was really not wanting it to come out. So they were fighting it the whole time. And I think it got to a point where they just can't. I mean, it's now public record, right? So I think that was happening. Because they probably could have said, they probably could have had a cause of death fairly quick. But the family did not want that out.
Yeah, I mean, even if a body's like super decomposed, you can still tell what their bone structure. Like if there's a gunshot wound in a skull, you could put the whole fucking head back together and know that there was a bullet hole in it.
I wonder if just some things were just eating at the hole. Do you know what I mean?
No, they're not eating the skull.
that's
Like
true.
they're leaving the bone.
Yeah.
Like
But
most woodland
I don't know,
animals.
man. I mean, I actually gave a guy a ride. He was super drunk, and I gave him a ride, and I dropped him off at some gas pumps that were owned by the city. And I told him to stay put because he was super hammered drunk. And I said, look, dude, if I take you to Glenwood in Raleigh, you're going to get arrested for being drunk in public. And if you go to that park right there, you're going to get arrested for trespassing because it's closed after dark. But if you stay right here at the gas pumps, and if anybody comes and gives you a problem, you tell them, Tansey said I could sit here and sober up. You've got your phone. He was really pissed off at his girlfriend, so there was all these issues going on, and I wasn't about to get in an argument with a drunk dude about where he should go for the night. So, I left a note in his cell phone. I put it on the notes of his exact address. I said, whenever you're ready to call, just hit your notes, and you're at 110 South McDowell. Oh, it'll be fine. Well, that was like on a late Friday night.
For someone that's like out of it.
So you've got to
ahead.
do this. You got to do this because you got to cover all your bases with these drunk people, because if something happens, you got to be able to like not get sued from it.
Sure.
And if you take them to a drunk tank, the drunk tank is probably, if they're already that drunk, they're not going to take them because they're going to be like, oh, this is a medical issue. You need to take them to the hospital.
Oh,
and then,
okay.
6 hours, you're fucking stuck at a hospital. So you're trying to do all these things to get out of it. And so I take them over there, and a detective pulls up to pump gas in his old detective car. And I was like, dude, check this out. This guy right here was walking through Corey Street. And he's wearing like khaki shorts and the Sperry's and the salmon colored collar shirt. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure,
that
it's a
guy.
vibe.
Yeah,
It's a vibe.
you're talking about my closet.
Yeah.
Right.
You're talking
So he's-
about Bob's.
It would be like you, Bob, like back in the old Wilmington studio, just like walking by the Dollar General. That was
Yeah,
like, right
so
down
that's
road
the
from
only
studio.
difference is like more of a beach vibe, but like you by the beach. Yeah.
Right. So he definitely shouldn't have been there, and he was definitely going to get robbed. And the detective was like, wow, has he got his wallet? And I was like, yeah, actually he does. He hasn't. Because the call had come in, a suspicious white guy on Cordy Street, which is like all gangs. So I thought it was the funniest call ever. That's why I took it, because I was like, damn, you don't hear that. Suspicious
Wow,
white dude.
okay.
That was interesting. So we get there. Anyway, I take him, I leave him. And this is a Friday night. Well, on Monday, and now I'm off Monday, Tuesday. And I had taken Wednesday, Thursday off because I was going to Orlando. So I call on Monday. I get a call and it says, hey, dude, did you run into a guy on Corey Street on Friday night? And I said, yeah, I did. They're like, hey, if we send you a picture of this cat, could you say if this was the guy that you ran into or not? And I was like, sure. So they email me a picture, and I'm like, oh, shit, he's wearing the same fucking shirt. Yeah, that's totally the dude.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, man, well, he didn't come home on Monday night. Can you tell us, like, where did you last see him? What did you do with him? I told him the whole story. I said, yeah, I dropped him off at the gas pumps. They're like, why would you drop him at the gas pumps? I was like, because it's legit, like, the safest place for him to be without going to jail.
Yeah, like, I have to say, first impression upon hearing that, I was like, you're gonna get in trouble for that, bro.
Well, I needed gas anyway. So
no, I mean, like, you were in your patrol, like, you were a police officer at this point.
Yeah.
So like when I'm first hearing that story, I'm like, that's why cops don't do that, because he's gonna do something. And now, okay, so they're calling you.
So
they're saying, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah. So I say, look, I dropped him off at the gas pumps. And I put in his cell phone, like with the address he was at, so he could call somebody to come get him, pick him up. But, I didn't want him walking around on Glenwood because he's going to get in trouble there. And I didn't want him to be in the park. He'll get in trouble there. Mm-hmm. And I think he was too drunk for the drunk tank to fucking want to do anything about it. And so then that Wednesday, I'm out of town and I get a call back. And they're like, yo, we found him. And I was like, oh, great, cool. Where was he at? And they're like, you need to come down to the station. I was like, dude, I'm out of town. And they're like, you need to get to a computer right now and write out an entire report and then send it to your sergeant. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, come on, man, just tell me what happened. Like, and they're like, just write your report and then we'll call you. So I write my big long report. I send it in. I'm stressing out. I get a call back. Well, the dude had tried to walk up on the highway on 40 and got smoked. And his body went up over the guardrail and he was just dead on the other side of the guardrail. And a cleanup crew found his body. But all the detectives came to talk to me, and they're like, so did you drop him off? Do you have any witnesses? And I'm like, yeah, there was a detective. Then we had to go find that detective. Tansey. But yeah, everybody called me the Grim Reaper for that one. And then they wanted me to talk to the parents. And I said, I'm not going to talk to the parents. And they were like, well, you were the last person to see him alive. And they want to hear from you. I was like, because the only thing I can say is that he was super fucking drunk, bitching about his girlfriend. And the guy's already got a pending DUI. So obviously he has a problem with alcohol. Right. I mean, he got too drunk. He fucked around and now he's
So
dead.
Is that kind of like where you're, unconventional, different kind of cop, fun, of
fun,
the
flirty
people guy? Is that kind of like when it's like, hey, man.
It always bites you. But that guy was so decomposed. I got to see pictures of his body. And it was crazy because it was really hot and the birds had eaten out his eyeballs.
Sure.
And but there was no bullet holes or anything on him. And the only thing that they could tell the reason why he might have gotten hit by a car because his shoulder was dislocated. So that's a weird one to try to figure out how he died.
That happened to a fraternity brother of mine, actually.
That exact thing?
Except he lived. But he was walking shit-faced, blackout drunk and got just obliterated by 18-wheeler on the side of I-70.
Yes.
They said if it hadn't rained, he would have died, but the ground was softer and he skidded more instead of fully,
Wow.
Trying to get to White Castle.
I love that you did that though, but at the same time, I get why you're not allowed to, right?
Yeah, you gotta, and that was the big thing, and now they've made it a
policy. Super drunk,
if
we can picture any of ourselves when we're blackout, trying to
find
really the
blackout.
notes. Okay.
He was just drunk. He was upset. Girlfriend pissed him off. Fuck you. I'm walking back all the way back to Apex. Bitch, that's
No, and I love that about you, and that's probably why you're not a police officer anymore, right?
Probably.
Right, though? Because you're the way that
do?
you wanted to do it just doesn't work, right?
Sometimes.
Kind of.
Sometimes. A lot of times it works. I mean, I did a lot of
No, but yeah. But then
hiding people's keys
stuff like that
trees
happens, and you're like, well, fuck. What?
So if you're super blackout drunk in that person and you're just walking down the street, what is the cop supposed to just pick you up and notice that you're drunk and take you to jail?
Yeah, so he made contact with the guy.
Right.
Talked to him. And you took him somewhere, right? So he was in your car.
Yeah, so he was really drunk at this drug dealer's apartment. And this drug dealer's actually right now serving a life sentence for a stabbing. But it was his third felony, third strike and you're out type deal. But anyway, he was sitting on that dude's step, and that guy is the one that called 911, and that's why I took that call. Because I was like, a suspicious white dude And this guy's a drug dealer, but he doesn't sell drugs to like white people. Like he is a full-on black gang member that only deals with gang and probably hates white people more than anything in the world. So when he called and said there's a suspicious white dude sitting on the steps of their apartment, which is a very small apartment, there's probably like 8 apartments in that building. I was like, dude, I gotta go fucking see this. It's probably like some crackhead, like, give me my drugs, bitch.
Oh yeah, so that's why he first went to that street because it was
right. So I went there and the guy was sitting on the steps, this kid, and he's wearing like that salmon colored
he was
polo.
Bob.
With
it was Bob.
Yep, Bob. And I'm like,
Bob was sitting on the steps in like this horrible neighborhood, like
Yep.
being like, okay, bro, come with me. Then he was with him, Giorgio, and then he was like, okay, I don't want to take you to the drunk tank because they're not going to take you there. They're going to take you to the hospital. I don't want to. Do you know what I mean? He's like trying to be. He's trying to do what all cops what we want cops to do, which is just like assess the situation and be like, all right, I'm going to try and do something kind of cool for you, right? So took him to a gas station. And again, just first impression, I was like, oh, dang, you're going to get in trouble for this. But anyway, took him to a gas station, sat him on the side, told him, like, gave him his address and his phone and was like, when you're ready, when you're calmed down, call to get a ride.
I feel like the
funny thing is, like, when I approached
the girlfriend should have some sort of
Well, when I approached him and I was like, hey, man, what's going on? What are you doing in front of this apartment tonight, bro? And he was like, am I being detained? I was like, no. Do you still have your wallet on you?
Sometimes can't even imagine you as a cop, you guys. Right? Like when you hear him talk, sometimes you're like, you are not. Again, you are what I wanted police officers to be with, and like a lot of them are. But like when I talk to you now, it's hard to picture you as like a hard. You know what I mean?
I was never really hard. Like I think the only time I would get like real hard. I mean, obviously, when you're with like child abusers,
an older woman, or
something like that, you get upset. But like this one guy, Darius, he was sitting on a curb one time. This is a terrible dude, and he's in prison now for a long time. But he got away with like one like terrible rape. They read his rape report for the academy to show you like how bad these human beings can be, and he got off from an uncooperating witness. But it's like the worst. Like the victim's statement was like by far the worst statement I've ever heard in my life. She was like 13, and there's no way she was lying in that statement. So anyway, he gets off with another shooting from uncooperating witnesses. Well, some detectives see him do some kind of transaction, and they need a patrol car to take him down that has a patrol officer in it. So it's not just detectives in plain clothes approaching this guy. And so I'm there, and they're like, Tansey, can you light him up? And here's what we have on him. And obviously we know the guy, and we know how violent and crazy he is. So I pull him over, and I get him to sit on the curb, and the detectives are kind of doing their thing, and he's staring at me, and he's like, they all call me Tanny because they can't say Tansey. So he's like, yo, Tanny, why are you always harassing me, dog? And I was like, oh, Mr. Welcher, I'm not harassing you, man. It's just like you're always around and you're kind of always just kind of like soliciting me to come over by like committing these crazy crimes, man.
Bad
like,
stuff, bro. Stop doing it.
You gotta chill. You gotta lay low for a little bit. But I was being like super nice to him and everything. And he's like, nah, dog, it's always you, man. There's more cops in the city. I think it's you. And I was like, oh, dude, listen, like I could care less about you or any of these people on the street, to be honest with you. Like I just show up, do what I'm told, and I leave. Like I literally, there's nothing personal that I have against you. Like I don't wake up and be like, you know what, I'm going to take down Mr. Darius today. I'm going to take him down.
Sure.
It's not like that. And he goes, man, what if I go to your house and I harass your wife and your kids? And dude, like a trigger in my brain just flipped. I just looked at him. I was like, dude, if you ever go to my house, I will end your entire fucking bloodline. I was like, I will hunt down every Welcher. I don't care if they're white or black. I will hunt down every single one of them. In England, where your name was birthed, I will hunt all of them down. Your whole bloodline will be finished. And he was so upset that the detectives took him in. It was like 3 in the morning. We arrested him at like midnight, and at like 3 in the morning, he was still screaming and yelling, throwing the chair in the detective room. They came out and they're like, yo, what did you say to that guy? Because we can't get a single answer at him. All he wants to do is just murder you. He's so pissed.
Oh my gosh.
That was the one time I got hard, and the dude, he hated me. Like,
people in
I
the
think
chat
if he wasn't
are
in prison.
We're saying a lot of like, get hard and get off.
Get Roman hard. But yeah, I think if that guy gets out of prison, I think he will hunt me down for just saying I would end his bloodline.
I think nice cops are worse. So a few of my personal times getting arrested, the cops were really nice and super chill, and I was very cooperative with them. But like, it almost kind of became like we're friends, and then it's like, oh wait, you're still doing this?
Oh,
like,
100%. I've had that
taking
too.
I've
had that too.
And yeah.
And they're like talking to you on the way, and they're like trying to be super cool, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
Like, unless you're letting me out right now, like,
stop trying to be
my friend, because you're not my friend.
Yeah, I like it when they're sitting in the back seat and they're like yelling at you from the back seat, and like I like that better because I hate the awkward silence, and I always play symphony orchestra music on the way to prison. That way I can't piss anybody off. So I put it on like the operas and stuff on those weird channels.
Calming. Yeah.
Yeah, nice calming, like super funny music. And man, some people get really mad at that. They're like, turn this shit off.
Yeah, what is this gay?
Yes. But I like it when they're sitting in the back seat and they're like, man, fuck you, and then when you get to court, you can pull that tape and be like, they say, well, was he polite and cooperative? And I'll be like, well, I have a tape of him in the back seat, and you want to just play that for the jury real quick?
Right.
And those same cool cops, civil forfeitured like $10,000 of my money.
Right.
There's no such thing as a cool cop in Colombia. No. Or were you even in Colombia?
I was through Colombia that entire time.
Okay.
All the drug court, all of the 5 years.
Awful. I got in trouble in Colombia one time, and the prosecutors are fucking dicks there too. And they're fucking terrible. It's how Tansey, you know how there's like speed traps, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where they fund their shit. They basically rob from the community to fund their shit. Colombia was that, but because it was a college town, they did that with MIPs and drugs and stuff like that. But they would set up like sobriety checkpoints for kids walking back to fraternity houses from the bars.
And Chinatown is adjacent to campus. Like literally, there is no distinction. It is just you walk down one sidewalk or
they're awful. They were the worst fucking. They suck.
They were on John Oliver one time, and they described the civil forfeitures that they received as pennies from heaven. And it's like we don't really incorporate that in our budget, but we just kind of think of like pennies from heaven.
Oh God. Well, I think Ventura County was like the biggest DUI. Like they were redoing everything with the DUI money because before Uber, you couldn't get around anywhere, and there's no public transportation or cabs or anything. And it was like rookie training ground. So it was just like this thing, and we would still go out and we would still drink and try and get home, like whatever. But there is stuff like that. It's not doing so well anymore because of Uber.
We used to try to, because you have like DUI squads and like on the police department, you have guys that just really, really like DUIs. You have guys that really like domestics, and you always got these things. But like if there was a DUI checkpoint, one of the things that I would do and my partners would do as well with me is we'd go to like the bar that was closest to it and just patrol the bar, just go in circles. No, listen, so that people would be like, oh shit, there's a lot of cops out here.
Oh, nice.
Because there's a speed trap down the road. Them? So we would like kind of fucking over. We're kind of like fucking over the DUI checkpoint because we're like, well, if you see this many cops like circling the lot and like going back and forth, and you still choose to drive, like that's on you. Like I'm trying to give you a warning without being like, yo, if you leave, there's a fucking DUI trap like right down the.
Good idea.
It's funny because like some people like flick you off too. They're like, fuck you. What are you trying to do? Like just around. I'm like, no, literally, I'm literally just driving around so that you'll be like, man, there's a lot of cops tonight. Maybe I'll call a cab this time. But.
Like I just don't. I mean. I never encountered someone like you, I don't think.
Well, that was my whole squad.
In my criminal days.
I learned it from my squad. It wasn't something that was like Tansey. I mean, this was something that was taught to me. Like I came on the squad, and this was the culture of the squad. It's like, hey, this is what we do. If we pull somebody over and they're not like a bad human being, but they're a little bit drunk, we throw their keys. If they're an asshole, you throw their keys out in the woods, and then they don't have any keys. If they're not that big of an asshole, you just kind of hide their keys under their seat. So it's still.
And then they get out and walk on the freeway and get smoked.
Right. Yeah, you get killed.
Yeah. Cool.
So we can't have nice things.
Yeah.
Great job, Tansey.
Great job. But we can't have good, nice, fun and flirty cops. No. So what are you doing? What are you doing for Thanksgiving? I
got my bars open Wednesday night. Instill Distilling Company. So we're having a big Friendsgiving at Instill. So that'll be a lot of fun. We're serving hot buttered rum, cider, eggnog, and those are all my favorite drinks. So like everybody does mimosas on Thanksgiving in the morning, but I feel like everybody does mimosas all year round, right? For like special. So I like to on Thanksgiving morning, I like to serve hot buttered rum. It's really easy. It's fun. It's different. It makes everybody excited. So we do a big thing Wednesday night, and then Thursday I'll drive to Charlotte and be with the family.
I love that for you. Let me do this cream corner. Crime corner. Crime corner. I think you did this on your show. Look, Detective Shane Goodman, send me this. He's usually quite good, but we'll see. We're going to break this down and see it just seems too good to be true, is what it is. Usually when they're too good to be true, they aren't. But anyway, 480-pound woman charged with involuntary manslaughter after husband died while performing oral sex. Now, I don't know, but again, the writing of it is suspect. So, listen to this. An Ohio woman has been sentenced to involuntary manslaughter after her spouse was found dead minutes after he had performed oral sex onto her. You know what I mean? The writing kind of, that's not a real article, right? No. Because we don't perform oral sex onto her. Anyway, and we don't kink shame, we don't body shame, but this has happened. So Annabelle Gaston, 28, was arrested last year after calling 911 with her husband. When her husband, Iron, do you have pictures of this? So just put in 480, beautiful. Was arrested last year after had a cardiac arrest while apparently being suffocated to death. Now, listen, right? It's more in this article. It's so much more than that. It's more than just what are you thinking? You're thinking she's face sitting, right? She's on his face. She's a larger gal, and suffocated him.
He looks like the type to die from this.
I know. That's what I'm saying is even if we found Snopes and this maybe isn't real or whatever, it has happened. It has happened, 100%. Yeah. But
this dude's gay.
What? What? Why?
Never mind.
Look, it's a thing. We don't kink shame. You know what I mean? If that's your thing, okay. So we were having sex and he started eating my pussy. That's a word I can't say. Everyone knows I can't say it very well. I was just sitting on his face for 25 minutes when his legs turned a greenish blue color, she told the operator. Okay, so according to Gaston's lawyer, the husband liked to insert his entire head into the vagina. Guys, happy Thanksgiving, okay?
Yep.
This one's for all of you. So, again, this is where I start to be really, that would be, super crazy and fun. I get that. That the client had put, so her husband had put his entire head into her vagina. Now, into the butthole, maybe. Vagina is a set size. There's only a certain amount it can go past the pelvis, right? So is his head small enough to go? I watch porn. I've never seen a head inside a vagina. Have you guys?
Oh, yeah, of course. I have. Yeah.
A head?
Yes, there's a guy. Yeah, you can just type in bald white guy sticks his head into vagina. Just Google that, you'll see it.
So then this is a thing. So to prove this, the prosecutor, the Franklin County District Court sentenced Annabelle to 10 years and 6 months after he judged her sexual practices extremely dangerous behavior and completely reckless.
Right.
Do we think that that's fair?
No, that would be a terrible charge. And so the funny thing is before we almost figured out that this may or may not be fake, and Snopes has deemed it unfake. But the article, because we talked about it on.
Can the camera be on you guys? And what are you looking at? So
go ahead and
we
look
can't
at that.
show it.
Right. Go look at camera 8 there, Jessie.
Play the video, because I'd like to see this in real time.
Sorry, Tansey. I'm sorry for
this is great.
interrupting you, but the guys behind the booth boys are kind of gasping.
That's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It went. It's working.
It's working? Oh, okay. Oh!
Well, there's always an ad.
There's always an ad. Always animation,
No, I'm
too.
not watching your animation porn. Okay.
She looks like the type.
Yeah, maybe you're...
No.
No! No!
Oh, that's his whole head. There it is.
Okay, sorry, Tansey. It's probably the one you were talking about.
Bald guy fits his head in a cunt.
So it's the one you were talking about.
That's the title.
entire, and by the way, his head is not small. It's not like a little pinhead.
No.
He has a larger head.
I'm really bothered by that labia too.
Very bothered by the whole thing. What?
Very puffy.
Very puffy, and then also like, how are you getting past the ball?
So
if anyone wants to, yeah, exactly. If anyone wants to follow along at home, it's bald man.
Fitz head in cunt.
Fitz head in cunt. Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah. So guys, do us a favor. Check it out. Whew.
Yeah. So we covered the story.
Wow. Yeah.
When we covered it on Failure to Stop, I believe the story. And of course I went and watched, I wanted to see like, can a head really truly fit in a vagina? That's how I found that video.
Okay.
But I like how on the article, it talks about that he was 17 minutes inside of her before she called 911 and 59 minutes total before his head was removed by EMT.
Oh, yeah. So that's the other part of the story is like the EMTs are there and he's dead inside. He's dead and his head is inside her vagina.
Yeah.
Like that.
She calls 911. I feel like you can get it out.
Right.
It went in.
Well, there's a lot of actually stories of people having to go to the ER for sexual stuff where it's like your body like clenches up during times of like either super stress or something is happening where they literally cannot get it apart without someone helping. Not that like if you were relaxed you could, but things happen that like whatever. But anyways,
she got scared. Yeah,
and she's probably not in good enough shape to like push out of her anyway.
He was always probably the one during this practice to pull out. Although that's the other thing is she holding? If he's done this before, he knows how to get his head back out.
Like a pinch of the leg or a slap or something.
Pull out. So it's like, what is she doing? Is she holding him in until he turns blue?
Like was it a Dom situation kind of thing? Like you stay there, good boy?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like that that in the article at the bottom of the article that I was reading said that earlier in the year during their honeymoon, he was charged into the hospital with inhalation of fecal matter.
Oh, yes.
Because he was inside of her beehole.
Inside of her beehole, or I forget what they
or maybe she was like farting on his mouth or something.
It was from
sucking farts.
Something. But yeah, he had. But again, that story when I read it seemed fake too. So
what if that's what if that's Ross's hall pass where he's like, hey, honey, I want to switch things up in the marriage. I want to bring some excitement. Can you fart on me? Can you fart on my face?
I don't.
Not one time. Like you don't even give them like one time and then it's over. Like I'm gonna fulfill your curiosity and then.
I always say if it's what the other person is into, I'll do it, except for poop and pee.
So my wife always says she had a thing from before
anything
we got
else.
Married. She said that you can have one thing one time. So whatever it is that you have going on in your life, she's like, I'm telling you this before we get married. She's like, I will give you one thing one time. And that's it for your whole life. So you get one thing, one time. Let me know what it is. So like for the last 13 years that we've been together, I'm constantly like, what if this was my one thing? She's like, well, you can have it one time.
So
and I'll
you
be like,
haven't
what is
done
this?
it yet?
No. I haven't cashed in.
Cashed in on the one thing one time.
Sometimes like I think I'm going to cash in on it and I'll say something and then she'll be like, okay, that's your one thing. And then I'm like, damn it. Like, cause if I'm going to do it one time, I want it to be like some shock value. Uh-huh. I want some, we've talked about this. I want to see some emotion come out of her face. And then I'm like, ooh, that's the one I'm going to do. Cause she looks like she gives a shit about it.
Right.
But
yeah.
I haven't found it yet. I even asked her about this. I said, like, what if that was my one thing? She's like, well, you know that you're not going to fit your head inside of this vagina, so it can't happen.
So that can't be a thing. You can try maybe, and that would be your thing. Huh?
Well, I mean, she could work at it. Like it'd be like an overtime thing, stepping up casually through the different sizes of.
And that was clearly in the video that we all watched that you guys didn't see unless you followed along. That was, I think,
That's a homework assignment.
That was a pumped pussy, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It seemed such.
Have you seen this Will Smith headline?
Ooh, tell me.
I had sex with so many women, and it was so disagreeable to my core of my being that I developed a psychosomatic reaction to having an orgasm. It would literally make me gag and sometimes even vomit every time he orgasmed.
Can we be done with talking to Will and Jada outside of the movies?
Yeah, probably.
Can we be fucking done with that?
For crazy sex people, they make it terrible.
I don't think they're crazy sex people. I think they're thirsty. And I think they just need to be, right? Why?
Yeah.
Why are we saying that? Why is that a thing that is out? That is a headline, right?
Every time I orgasm after watching another man's head inside of a vagina, I throw up.
Right. You had sex with, but if you break down, can we break down before we go? Can we break down the headline really quick of like, there's so many like humble brag.
I just had
thirsty,
so much sex.
I've had so much sex, right? And it was so disagreeable to me. What do you mean it was disagreeable to you? Fucking weirdo.
Too many women.
Too many women. It was too many women. So now I have a visceral reaction to sex. Where he gets knocked.
He gags or vomits every time he orgasms.
And that's current? That's with Jada?
Apparently.
Didn't hear that on Red Table. Super open. Didn't hear that on Red Table Talk. Didn't hear that when you were talking about why you guys, had to take a break and she was with someone or whatever. Probably it was because you fucking puke every time you have sex. And that might be a little bit weird for people, right?
She has to get over that. And, sometimes she doesn't want to deal with it.
No, I love that it's just like, oh, yeah, and we just like, things weren't great. We're super honest. It's Red Table. You got to talk about it. So fuck it.
I don't have a thing after sex.
You don't have a thing?
Do you have like a thing? Like some people have to go take a shower or like some people like pray or weigh or whatever.
Gotta
like
pee.
Some people got to like
pee.
Yeah, some people got to pee.
That's a thing. Yeah.
That's like a health thing. If you don't pee, don't you get like a urinary tract infection?
I don't have a thing or any type of feeling or, do you know what I mean? Of like, some people cry,
Yeah.
So
I like to be alone afterwards.
You like to be alone all the time or just the current relationship?
Usually all the time. Like I just kind of want to go smoke a joint by myself, maybe watch some TV.
For sure, because you're done.
I think we should bring back the post-orgasm cigarette.
Ugh.
In bed.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's the jewel now.
That's to God's ear. That's the jewel. But 100%, just in that scenario. Not out at the bar, not whatever, but just in that scenario.
One cigarette every time you have
one cigarette right after, together, right?
Just laying in bed sweaty, just sharing it back and forth.
The best.
The fucking 70s.
Whenever my wife, here's another secret, that whenever my wife and I go get hotel rooms and it's just the two of us, we always try to get a smoking room for that exact reason.
So that you can smoke?
Yeah, after sex.
Or you just like the smell of it turns you on?
Because we don't smoke, period. But we will get a hotel room and we always get the smoking one because after sex, we think it's fun. On these like strange dates that we do every once in a while, like once a year, once every couple of years.
You don't need to get into it, Will Smith.
We'll smoke a cigarette. We'll smoke a
cigarette
after we have sex. I'm serious. It's we've done it like a few times.
God, has there ever been two people more well suited than Tansey and his wife? I mean, my Lord. It's amazing.
It really is happy to hear.
It really is. Isn't
That's why
it
I
great?
feel bad when I micro cheat on her. I feel terrible.
I'm sure.
She doesn't care.
She doesn't care
Which is
because
what I like about her.
Because she gets it. Where she was like, go see an orgy. Because that means you're going to see it. You're fine with it. It'll get that little stuff going, but we still know that we're disciplined. We love each other enough that you are going to come home. But she still understands you kind of need a little bit of micro cheating in order to like not really cheat.
Right.
Huh? Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
We'll see. Well, it seems to be working for you guys. Anyways, have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thank you for joining me today and the boys, Giorgio, Bobberton. I think I'm going with Bobberton.
Whatever you need to do.
Lord Bobberton, because you're just so like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You are right. You're
I'm a fancy boy.
You're a fancy boy. You're white, right? In so many ways.
Yes. But mostly I have the hue of an 18th century nobleman.
Exactly. Like if we put the right stuff on you, and a sepia pick or something. And Dan, you guys have a great Thanksgiving. I love all of you guys. And Pinecone Day, yes, don't worry. Pinecone Day, we're getting there December 16th. Ross will definitely be back for Pinecone Day. So we are good to go. Love you guys. Have fun with your families. And good afternoon. Woo!